Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Welcome to the Fly With Us podcast. This podcast is bringing the art of conversation, self-love, self-care, mental health care and protection, life lessons, love lessons, and everything in between. Today, we're going to talk about favorite children. I'm Lady Bounce.
I'm Kryptonite, y'all.
All right, you have children. Who's your favorite?
I have children. I refuse to claim a favorite. I believe I love them all equally.
But you don't.
Let them tell it. There is a favorite that lies amongst them. Let them tell it. And okay, let's just go ahead and say, if there is going to be a favorite, at this point, it would be the girl because she's the only one.
Right.
Although at this point, the girl is also in distress because she feels as though there are some other favorites that have come into light since I'm a new grandmother.
Oh yeah, she doesn't rate anymore.
Yeah, so now she feels some type of way. So
facts. You stop existing.
Yeah, but everybody let the boys tell it. She's my favorite. She's been but I don't agree.
Well, I have one of each.
I kind of agree.
So having one of each, I don't have a favorite. I get the luxury of not having a favorite because the relationship I have with my son is different from the relationship I have with my daughter.
And that's how I feel too. I feel like my relationship with each of my children is different. Like I don't have the same relationship with all of them. I connect with them, with each of them differently on a different level. You know what I mean? So
now, in terms of what you do for them, is there one that gets more than the other?
Now I'm going to say this, like, there's nothing I wouldn't not do for my children. Anything within my power, no matter who it is, I'm going to do stuff for.
Right.
But I may see something for the girl. Mm-hmm. And so I might grab that. Right. Whereas the boys, not so much. But that's because anytime I made a purchase for these people, they always had a problem.
Right.
Okay, I could never pick up something, just be out someplace like, oh, I like these boots. He needs some boots. Let me grab these boots. No, I can't. Right. That coat looks nice. Let me grab this coat. No. I bought my youngest a coat that I still don't think he's worn. Like 2 years ago. I'm not sure that he's ever worn it.
So what did he do with it? It's just
he still has it, but I don't think he's. And if he does wear it, he doesn't wear it enough for
you to notice it.
Right, for there to garner any real use of the purchase. You feel me? So, I mean, I did learn with all of them. There's not one of these boys. I take that back. Brandon, the middle one, I could buy him something and he wouldn't complain too much. But the other two boys, they always had an issue with anything I ever purchased them. So I'm just like, look, I'll just give you the money. You just go get it yourself. The girl, I can pretty much get her whatever. But being a female myself, it's much easier to purchase something for her.
Now, if you ask either one of my kids who was the favorite, they would each say the other one is the favorite for various reasons. But I think there's the connection with me and my daughter. It's different because, like you said, when I'm out somewhere, I can go pick something up and I'm like, I automatically know she's going to like it. She's going to love it. She's going to appreciate it. Mm-hmm. If I pick up something for my son, I got to be like, oh, is he going to like that? Like, is he going to be mad that I got him this? And is it going to sit in the closet for 2 years? Right. Because it's not really his style, but I thought it was cute when I bought it.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought I was doing good. One year I saw these Adidas with a matching outfit that I thought was so nice. And I'm like, he'll like this. You know what I'm saying? You know that boy did not like them shoes. He barely wore the outfit. I think he ended up giving them shoes away to somebody because he didn't like them.
Wow.
But they was really, I thought they was cute. They was some nice looking shoes, but that's what I thought. See? And I was just wrong because he would not wear them shoes for nothing. I'm like, they was Adidas. I was like, dang, I thought, and it's not like they was like gray and red or something like that. They was a sharp little shoe, and it was an outfit that matched. I was like, oh, girl, please. I wasn't doing nothing. That boy didn't wear that shit. I am more than positive he gave them shoes away to somebody, which, you know, if you're not gonna wear them, go ahead and give them to somebody that's gonna need them. I ain't gonna really be mad.
Yeah, but
I mean, I was salty because I spent money, but
I would have been salty. We would have to have a conversation.
Look, hey, my thing is this too. I bought shoes, you not wearing them. I don't know what to tell you. Cause there ain't no more money for nothing else. You know what I'm saying? Like too. I did what I could do.
Right.
You didn't appreciate, you didn't feel, whatever. Look, I did my part.
Right.
Sorry for you didn't like them. But go on, give them away.
Go and give them away.
Sell them, give them away. Whatever you need to do.
Sell them is more apropos, because then at least you can go buy some shoes, because I ain't buying you another pair.
Yeah, but my thing is, I'm guessing. Well, I don't know, because if he didn't like them, maybe nobody else did either. I don't know why he didn't like them shoes, but he didn't. And that lightweight broke my heart. I thought I was doing something, boy. I was like,
like y'all did it. I did. No.
I was proud of myself for absolutely no reason. I'm
not gonna say it's for no reason. Your heart was in the right place. And
it was.
And if your heart's in the right place, it can never be the wrong thing.
See, then my thing is, you can't go around talking about I got a favorite when you're not accepting of the gifts that I give.
Boom.
You complain when I buy something for you, and then you complain that I buy somebody else something too much.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, how you gonna do that? If I buy you something and you don't like it, why would I continue to buy you stuff? So you just tell me what you like, I'll just give you the money, or we'll go pick it up or something.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to be out and be like, because you don't like nothing. Whenever I do that, that's not what you like. So, but the girl, I don't worry about that with the girl. The girl accepts everything. Right. She's good. You know what I mean? Like, I can buy something. She's like, yeah, that's cute. Yeah, I thought so. There
or she'll find a way to make it cute. Even if it wasn't that cute to begin with, she'll find a way to freak it.
At least and even if she feels that way, she don't necessarily tell me about it.
Right. But now, in terms of, so your relationship with each one of them is different, as it should be, because they are all different, with their personalities and everything. But do you give different advice or a different level of relationship to one than the other one?
I mean, I wouldn't say a different level of relationship, because the relationship is going to be with whatever you make it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But as far as advice, whatever problem you bring to the table, that's what we talking about.
Right.
So it's all the advice is cultivated to the problem. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Whatever.
But now, do you give one more advice than the other one? Or is it just whoever comes with the issue, your issue's getting...
Look, I give advice freely. Sometimes they don't want to hear my mouth. There's oftentimes I am advising on things that I've not been asked about. It's just information I feel they should know.
But it's the mom in you, though.
Well, yeah, because I have to, like, I'll tell my kids, and because they be like, all right, especially the youngest one, he just be like, all right, Ma. So I say to him, look, I understand that you may have an idea or you may feel like but as a mother, it is my duty to say something to you anyway, regardless of what you feel
Right.
I need to tell you so that I feel so I'll know I told you, and I feel like I've done my just due, you know what I'm saying, and guiding you down this path or giving you some advice about something. So indulge me and just shut up and listen. You know what I'm saying? And she'll think about it for a second, and then he'll smile and he'll be like, all right, Ma, and there it is. We have our conversation.
See, mine is, I don't know. It's different with my son, because he is 20 and coming into his own, but he's still not grown. So I'm realizing all of these things that I didn't teach him, tell him, or show him when he was younger. And now that I have realized I didn't tell him these things, I'm trying to tell him these things now. And of course, they feel not
like they know them already.
Right. And now it's not well received, because it's like, I should have told you this before, but I didn't think at the time. You didn't need it at that time. You need it right now, because he hasn't moved out yet. So he's about to move out. So we're going through, budgeting and paying bills and stuff like that. I know all of this, Mom. But I'm like, you really don't.
Right.
You really don't know these
because
things.
because I like, okay. my middle child is going through some things right now, and I'm finding that I'm having to help him. But I'm not helping him because he messed up his money. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not helping him because he was foolish and just squandered his money off or whatever. You know what I'm saying? He's got a different set of circumstances. But, excuse me, you know, like in that situation, that's not something that I wouldn't do for any of them. Like, I would do that I would help any of them with. Now, you know, there's a limitation to my giving. You know what I'm saying? Because I got bills too, and I can't keep doing that. You know what I'm saying? But as long as I see that you are trying to do something to help yourself, I'm always down to help. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna always try and help you, but don't get it twisted, because if you mess up and you get put out because you know what I'm saying, you get evicted because you messed up your money, you in trouble. I'll give you right to St. Vincent. You can come over and take a shower and wash some clothes. Right. And so and that's where I am, you know, with him, just trying to tell him these things and realizing that I have the opportunity in a way of a do-over. Because my daughter, because my daughter is coming up and she's 15. So all of these things that I'm realizing that I didn't tell him at these certain ages and stages, I'm making sure that I'm hitting her with them. But then she's like, Ma, wait a minute. I didn't say I was doing that. Mom, I'm not really like, I'm not there yet. But I'm like, no, I got to make sure that I tell you this stuff, because if I don't tell you, then I'm going to regret that I didn't tell you. And it's all about preparation. Like, it's all about preparation. That's why when I tell my kids something that they feel like they already know, or they'll be like, get to him in their arm, Ma, I already know. Look, you might already know, but I don't know that you know. Right. I need to make sure. I need to make sure that you, I need to know that you know, so I need to tell you, because I ain't going to feel right if it don't come out of my mouth in your presence. Right. And so now she's at the stage where, you know, we're talking about boys, and we're having the conversations about boys, and boys that are your friends and boys who are not your friends, and about girls who are your friends, but they're not really your friends. So we're having all of these conversations, and some of them, she's not there yet. So, like, of course, you know, we talk about sex, and she's not interested in sex, thank God. But I know that the day is coming where she's going to get curious. So I'm telling her these things, and I'm just talking to her as a mom, and she's like, I'm going to tell you that's, I mean, because it was funny, because when I had that conversation with my two oldest, one of them ran away and didn't want to talk about it. See? You know, but the other one stayed, and we had a conversation. So I pretty much gave the basics to one and went in depth with the other one. Right. But the one that ran away never wanted to ever have that conversation with me, period, ever anyway. Right. So there had to be a time where I had to make him sit down, like, look, son, listen, look. Right. I need to make sure you are aware of these things. I can't let you just be off all willy-nilly, and just because you know, I understand you might not be comfortable talking about this. I get that. Right. But I need you to know these things anyway, because at some point in your life it's going to matter. So I don't need you to be like, well, I didn't know, or I wasn't aware, or blah. Nobody told me. Yeah, I need you to have a clue. Right. So if I'm talking to you now, you know what I'm saying, you can have a clue about what's happening. And then no matter how open I found anyway in dealing with my children, no matter how open I leave that door, they still don't want to walk through it. Right. Like, and I don't know what else to do, how else to, you know what I'm saying? I like for my children to think that they can speak to me about anything, but in reality, they don't. Yeah. I mean, my son is like that. We've never had that conversation. We cannot have that conversation. I tried to have his father have that conversation with him, and he ran away. Then he even was like, I don't want to talk about it. That, oh my God, covered his ears. It was like, I don't want to talk about this. Brandon did that. He did that. He was like, oh my God. And then he, like, how dare you? Cover his ears, and then he proceeded to go in a whole nother direction. And I was like, okay. he's not ready yet. I wasn't really mad about that. But then there just came a point where it's like, look, you too big not to be ready.
Right.
Somebody, you know, not so much for the things. Not so much for the fact that you just, I'm trying to force you to be ready, but you are entering into a situation, into an environment where other people are ready, and they look. Let's just put it on out there. These girls out here are more ready than the boys.
Yes.
So I need you to know what's about to happen when somebody come your way. I need you to know what's happening. You know what I'm saying?
And he was an athlete, so that automatically draws.
If you naive and you thinking, you know what I'm saying, you ain't thinking about it, and something jumps
They
off.
are.
Yeah, like this is what's on her mind. So you need to prepare yourself for what she might be trying to do to you. You know what I'm saying? And you need to make sure that you have whatever you need to be protected, whether that be information or condoms. Either way, you need to be protected some kind of way, because he wasn't on that, but he was a big guy. He was an athlete. He was buff, good looking. Somebody's coming for you. Right. Somebody's trying to come for you.
Whether you want them to come for you or not.
Right. Somebody's coming. You know what I'm saying? So I need you to be aware of what to look for and what's happening.
I had, and this is so crazy. It's kind of off topic, but it's on topic. So I have two friends. The father, my friend's father, his son was dating my other friend's daughter. Now, mind you, I didn't realize the parent. I saw pictures on Facebook and was like, oh, that's so cute. I know your daddy. I know your mama. So I was talking to, he had made a status one day on Facebook and was, talking about his son's girlfriend was mad at him because he would not have sex with her. And his son would not have sex with her because he didn't feel like he was ready, even though he had talked to his mom and his dad about it and everything. But his girlfriend was like, you're going to have sex with me after prom. And if you don't, then I'm going to break up with you and da, 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 da. And when he put it on Facebook, I was like, oh my God. And then when I realized who the girl was and who her mom was, I was really like, oh my God. But I mean, that just speaks to like these aggressiveness of these females. Cause I'm like, I'm pretty sure she didn't raise her daughter to be that way. But for you to look at your boyfriend and say, if you don't have sex with me at prom, then I'm going to break up with you.
A lot of
girls, that's deep.
I think a lot of girls feel pressured into being sexual because that's what a lot of girls talk about. I think girls are more into sex than boys are, to be quite honest with you. We do all of this preparation trying to prepare our girls for what these boys want and what these boys are after. Right. I think in our preparation, we might have prepared them too much because they after it too. And they be trying to get it. And I'm going to tell you, when I found out about my girl having had those escapades, I tried to, I talked to her about it, and I was like, you got to be ready. Like, it's not just a physical thing, it's a mental thing too. Right. And the way I found out was going through her phone, reading text messages, you know what I'm saying? But that was really my phone. I paid the bill. So being the fact that I paid the bill, I can go through my phone whenever I want to. It's on loan to you. You don't have no job. That's how we doing this. You know what I'm saying? And and I'm not gonna beat you or cuss you out, or you are a human being. You have hormones. Right. I remember that, you know what I'm saying? I'm still human. I still have hormones. I remember being a young girl. So my thing to her was to talk to her and, just really try and put her on a whole nother level of thinking like, yeah, you and understand that what I told her ain't no different from what I told my boys, because I told my boys the same thing. You are precious. You are special. You are gold. You should not just give yourself to anybody. Somebody should be worthy of you. Somebody should earn your attention and your time and your body. That should be earned from a male or female. You know what I'm saying? Like you just as special and just as wonderful as any female walking around here. You just as good too. So don't spread yourself thin by just trying to get a whole bunch of girls knocked off or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's BS right there. Don't do that to yourself, you know? But, you know, I was talking to her, and I'm like, you might end up like, you think you're ready for something and you really not ready for it. You end up, and it's awkward afterwards and you don't even talk. I'm like, do you even talk to this person anymore? No. You don't even like him no more. See? You done gave him the most precious thing you could give to anybody, and you don't even like him no more. You don't even talk to him no more. So you only did, so I mean, like, you did that for what? It couldn't have been love. You couldn't have loved him. You know what I'm saying? So if the issue was that you was just getting talked into it, or you was just hearing about it, you know, you was hearing about it, so you decided to try it. And I think that's what a lot of girls do, more so than boys. I think a lot of girls are like, they hear their friends talking about it, so they want to try it. You know what I'm saying? I think half the time they don't even like the dudes.
I would agree with that. And then even from a parenting standpoint, when I think about, you know, as we talk about favoritisms and how we prepare our children for that, because, you know, dads, I'm not going to say that they go out and tell their sons to get all the girls you can and notch up your bedpost, but a lot of dads don't have that conversation with their boys like they do with their girls. So I think in some ways that shows a little bit of favoritism, whereas a father will tell a son, you know, oh yeah, she's pretty, you know, use a condom, don't have a bunch of babies running around this, that, and the other. But then he'll look at his daughter and go, don't you have sex at all?
Well, that goes back to what we was talking about when we was talking about the T.I. situation. Right. No father wants to be the father of a thought. Right. No father wants to think that his little girl's out there doing the things that he envisions her friends doing with him. You know what I'm saying? Right. So the conversation usually is different. Yeah. And I don't really know what conversations women have with their boys. Like, to be honest with you, because in a lot of cases I've heard a lot of women not have the conversation at all with anybody. Like with the girls, just like, it's just throw them a pad and just don't do it. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can have babies now, so don't have sex. Right. Without no other explanation. You know?
There's nothing else that goes with it.
Yeah, and with the boys, it's just like just stay protected. Don't just use a condom. Like, don't. But I don't really know. I know that at 13 and 14 there were people that were like, oh, I can't talk to them about that. Why you can't? Yeah. You act like you wasn't curious about it at that age. And then this is a different time. With computers and cell phones and all of that stuff, man, you better be on that. You better tell. I always say you better tell them, because at least when you're telling them, you're going to make sure that they're getting the right information. How did this conversation go from favorite children to talking to their children about sex? I mean, it's because it fits in there, you know, in the sense of we prepare our kids differently. Like, when it comes to, well, do you prepare the, well, I guess if you have a favorite one, do you prepare the favorite one different? Because that's not really how favoritism works. It's not. But if you have, like, in terms of, that's why I was asking you, in terms of like life advice that you give your kids, is it different? Oh, yes, like, that's how we got on this subject. So like, you'll give this kid advice to do it this way or do it that way, but then this kid, you give them maybe not the opposite advice, but you don't give them the same advice. Yeah, now everybody got the same talk in my house, male or female. I told everybody the same thing. I mean, of course, you know what I'm saying? It was different for the girl in respects of you don't want to be a single mom. Right. Look at your life. But in the respects of the boy, it was you don't want to be out here with a baby mama. Look at your life. Right. You know what I'm saying? So, and I guess that's to say that, you know, you don't tell one kid, you know, you need to be responsible, pay bills, go to work, do all of these things to be an adult, be a grown up. But then you have another kid where you go, oh, well, if you get in trouble, their hand through if you get in trouble financially, come see mommy because I got you. Yeah, no. Oh, your car broke down. You got and that does cause some type of divide. I think it's special when you can have, when the siblings can know that there is a favorite and they have that type of relationship with the parent and they don't hold, because that creates resentment and grudges. It does. When you got one kid that they just walk on water no matter what's going on in their life, they getting all types of help and attention, but you sitting over here backed up bills, a couple of kids. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Whatever. You just need one bill paid, and you can't get it without getting a lecture, if you can get it at all.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You might just need your DP&L bill paid that one time, and you can't get it without getting a lecture or being told that how jacked up your life is and that you need to get yourself together. Whereas this other individual is still living at home with a kid and can't get right. Right. Won't even go someplace where they'll take you for your income. You can't even go to HUD. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't do nothing without somebody holding your hand. Like, that's, that's crazy.
I had two female students about 4 years ago, and I still see them, and it blows my mind. So the older sister, and they both had the same mom and the same dad. The older sister was always smacked around, cussed out, treated like nothing. She ends up getting pregnant, because she's looking for love like most girls do in all the wrong place. She gets pregnant. They force her to have an abortion. Fast forward a year and a half, the younger sister, who was only 15, she could never do any wrong in the mom's eyes. She was favored, and it was obvious. It was even obvious down.
You said they had the same dad?
Same mama and same dad.
Okay.
Yeah, so it ain't like, I'm going to treat you like this because me and your daddy cool, but I'm going to treat you like this because I can't stand your daddy. So there was none of that.
Mm-hmm.
So even like when they came to school, the older sister would always be dressed bummy. Her clothes never fit right. They would be dirty. The younger sister dressed fresh to death every day, name brand, everything, you name it, she had it. They get in trouble. The older sister got into a fight. She got suspended. Mom went off on her, smacked her face clean off, at school, cussed her out, went off on her. She was punished. Younger sister get into a fight. She got suspended. Mom was like, well, come on, get your stuff. Let's just go home. Craziness. So then the younger sister gets pregnant at 15. She has a beautiful baby. The older sister, remember, she got pregnant. They made her have an abortion. So now the mom still has this big difference between the two of them. And now that the younger one has a baby, the older one really feels
some type of way.
Really feels some type of way. Really feels a favoritism.
She got to be like, what, 18 now? 17, 18?
The younger one is 19 now. And the older one is like 22, 23.
Mm.
But the lasting effects of that is awful. So, you imagine I couldn't have my baby, but she can have hers. And then I got to watch you fall all over this baby. Spend your last dime, spend your last everything being grandma. But I wasn't good enough to make you a grandma. I mean, so it's blatant favoritism in that case, but it had always been very blatant favoritism. And the mom has other kids.
But for real? Other kids?
And she does, yeah, she has other kids.
And where was dad? Like, dad didn't put his foot down? Like, well, you come on, you be my favorite then.
Nope. He fell all over the younger one. And now he ain't been in the picture for a few years. But it was like he was around to create the monster that became the younger sibling. And now he ain't nowhere to be found because mom has other children by other men, that are younger than the younger sister of the, But like, it was really crazy, as an educator, of course, to sit back and watch it and be powerless to stop it. And then always, letting the older one know you are pretty. You do have value. And I know that, I know it sucks. I know you can feel the difference, but your mom is doing the best she can.
That is really crazy to be, to do. I mean, you know what I'm saying? To bear witness to that and to see that in the, I don't know. Do you think people are aware? But they gotta be. You gotta
I would
be
always
aware.
have to think like you would have to be aware because the difference that was shown between them was so blatant. You
Especially
couldn't not see it.
If the oldest one coming to school in bummy clothes and she jacked up, and the other one coming to school fly and fitted, like that's
fitted, hair always done.
I mean, because that's like that should be abuse.
I would have thought
neglect.
so. Yeah,
You know
I
what I'm
would have
saying?
thought it would be
Child
neglect.
neglect of some sort. Because that, like, how could you do that?
But she would always have a reason. Well, you know, she acted up in school. She had a D on her report card, so I didn't buy her no clothes. But she got
Whatever.
2 Ds. You ain't say nothing.
She might not get a D on her report card if you gave her some attention, or if you got her that nice outfit. Maybe
Right.
she wouldn't.
Maybe if her self-esteem.
I hope she went to college. Did she go to college?
No.
Oh,
She did move out, though. She does live on her own now.
well, that's good. I
But
hope she stay on her own.
She still feels the effects of
Of course.
growing up like that.
I think we all do to some extent. I think we all, even as grown-ups, we still feel the effect of, you know what I'm saying, what we feel is favoritism amongst our siblings.
Favorites. There are no favorites amongst. Yeah, there are no favorites amongst us.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So, we was doing this thing. We gotta hurry up because we okay. All right, here we go. No winners or losers. I released the need to compare myself favorably or unfavorably to those around me. I affirm the inherent worth of all beings. Mindfulness requires getting out of the competitive game of Western consumer societies. We have to stop thinking in terms of dominance, that we must either beat the other person or be beaten in return, that we must either be better or the other person must be better. We have to replace the competitive zero-sum ethic with an ethic of mutuality and respect. Our sense of self-personhood must not depend on denigrating. I almost messed that up. Denigrating someone else upon robbing the other person of inherent worth. We must come to respect the value difference without thinking in hierarchical terms. We must decenter the self without negating or harming the self. We should insist on respect for others without self-annihilation. Imagine for a few minutes that what it would be like to live without status symbols, without needing to feel better than anyone else. Imagine what it would be like to treat all people equally. Allow your inner attitude to shift toward this vision of equanimity. Unclench your heart from all feelings of superiority. Sincerely wish and vow for equanimity to take hold in all of your actions and affections.
Wow. Mm-hmm. So don't think you're better than anybody else.
And don't let anybody else think they better than you.
Because we're all cute.
We're all cute.
All right, so I'm going to do the self-care assignment real quick because we know we got to get to the brain science behind all of this.
Right.
All right, so practice thoughtfulness. Being thoughtful makes other people and you feel good. To be sure you are a thoughtful partner, friend, and family, remember these simple tips. Notice how you listen, how you speak, whether or not you thoughtfully choose your words or just utter whatever your mind is thinking. Do you ever remain silent or think about silence as the best response in a certain situation? It often is, but many of us instead worry about fixing other people's problems, so we try to fill the space with words. Focus only on the person you're engaging with. Put away your phone and make eye contact and ask follow-up questions.
Okay.
Be thoughtful.
Okay.
All right. So, of course, we got to wrap everything up with the brain science.
Put it in a bow. Box it.
Put it in a bow. All right. So, these are 7 long-term psychological effects of feeling like you weren't the favorite child. I'm sure at some point we can all look at our siblings and say, I am not the favorite. I can clearly say I am not the favorite.
I can say that for sure.
All right. So
I don't know. I might be giving y'all a run for y'all money right about now.
Oh, okay.
I think I might be in the running.
So I don't care. All right. You're more likely you are more likely to develop a habit of comparing yourself to others. It is completely common to compare yourself to others, but if you weren't the favorite child, the comparisons you make can affect you on a deeper level. You may never live up to feeling like you'll live up to others. You may not feel comfortable being who you truly are in relationships because you never felt like you were good enough growing up. Trust me, you are. You may hold yourself back in relationships. If you always got shut down whenever you were asked for something, but your sibling didn't, it can make you feel like your needs aren't as important as others. It can leave you feeling guarded and more closed off.
Brought back a memory.
You may even second guess yourself because you put the wants and needs of others above yourself. You should not do that. You should feel comfortable asking for what you want and receiving what you deserve. Number 3, you may not feel like you can have a close relationship with your sibling. Sometimes sibling rivalry can occur as a result of favoritism. Rivalry and competition often creates difficult and even toxic dynamics. When siblings compete for feelings or love and affection, the lifelong effects can be challenging. When you've always seen your sibling as competition, it can be hard to break out of that mindset. But it is important to try and forgive your siblings and your parents for any harm they have done, whether they were conscious of it or not. Yeah. You may develop a defeatist attitude. Being unfavored can make you feel defeated and unmotivated. This typically happens because as a child, you were constantly working hard to get your parents' support and affirmation. How do you combat this? If you feel like you're being treated unfairly, it's a conversation you may want to bring up with your parents or those around you that you feel are treating you unfairly. Sometimes people don't realize what they're doing is harmful and hurtful, and you might have to call them on it.
I just gave up. I said, screw it. I'm too grown for this. To hell with that.
Number 5, you may do better in more independent relationships. If you weren't the favorite, you may have learned to be more dependent on yourself early on. This means you may need to find a spouse who isn't looking for someone to be overly nurtured and coddled, as you are used to just getting things done in life.
Man.
In order to have a successful relationship, you may need a partner who loves your independence and doesn't have codependent tendencies.
Yep.
You have more freedom to do your own thing. Not being the favorite can also impact you in positive ways as an adult. There's a pleasure point in being the underdog. Since the pressure and spotlight was never on you, I think that drives you to be strong, driven, and confident for sure in your later years. It also allows you to have more freedom to be creative and thrive in your own time. You have the advantage of being your own secret weapon. And last but not least, you may have a more grounded approach to success. If you never felt pressure to succeed or live up to a certain ideal, this can make you okay with who you are. You are just doing your very best, which can make you more grounded than others. There's really no need not to overcome not being the favorite. Just be proud being 100% authentically and unapologetically you. Your upbringing has made you the amazing person you are, and it doesn't matter if you view it as a negative or a positive experience. But if you feel like this is an issue that's impacting your life in a big way and it's hard to deal with on your own, a therapist may be able to help.
That's what this is, therapy.
This is therapy.
Therapy.
So
it was helpful.
Do you feel better? I feel better because I was never the favorite child. So
I was never a favorite either.
I feel better now.
So I'm all right with that though.
And hopefully we made you feel better about not being the favorite. It's okay.
And if you are the favorite, well,
good for you.
Good for you.
We don't care.
We don't care.
You can find us on YouTube, SoundCloud, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And as always, you can email us at flywithusla@gmail.com. I'm Lady Bounce.
I'm Kryptonite.
And we out.
Bye.